Dippy Dan. Why is this giving me unfilled energy and Hillary? When I think about um Senator or whatever his name is, Tompkins. What I tell you, what I said. If these watchers or whatever, if they meant well at some point in time, they don't know more. They want their kids to be successful. They want to break down Jesus, or they're gonna break down God or rape God and steal from God. So when God said kill all them kids, that means your kids is going down to the lowest of the low. They're gonna be serving me. It's not the other way around. So these is people that decided if they just hid who I was all this time, that them and their kids will be the next people that run the country, and now the country's all scattered up and degraded, and they even letting their kids out of jail and shit like this and putting them in positions on the streets. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. Even having them sue people, say that they didn't do the crime. Maybe they getting some money when they got out of jail, but they did do the crime. And they like this, got this backwards ass system that nobody has to comply to for real, but it's unseen. So this is how it's like a net that you don't see. And it can't be the internet. Maybe we should start calling it the outer net. Because I don't know why I think about Senator Tompkins. I want to say the name right. Tompkins, like THOMP, whatever. And then we got the young Miami energy that looked kind of like him, or like I said, she looked kind of like me when I was little, about 15, 14. Plus somebody's like, oh, I'm not getting down for you, but they never got up. And then somebody keeps saying, I'm going to fall for you. And I'm like, fall where, nigga? I'm already up. So don't be falling for me. It's almost like I see you when I get there, so you don't be lonely. I'm just playing. Not me, but, So I got up right now. I was in there watching TV, and I don't know, all of a sudden I just fell asleep. And then I woke up. I'm still tired or whatever. But I ended up waking up and I was so hungry. And I ran over here thinking I'm about to go to this place, but I looked at what time it is. I'm like, damn, they don't even open until after 10 o'clock. So I was figuring we could just do a reading real quick and see if I could just sit out here until they open. Because I really can't eat nothing else. I really do. I'm so sick of fast food. I don't know what to do. And when a mother has been displaced, especially a tourist in their home, I think it could be cause everything else around them to be at a disarray. Like, they'll stand their ground. Well, this one, I'll stay on my ground, but while everything else is moving around me, you know what I'm saying? But it's different because I know it's being in the same situation, because you're looking at these people and they just won't say nothing, but you like, dude, was y'all a part of this, or is y'all being used, or is this something that's working behind the scenes that's you? Like, it's just ill. I don't know. And so if you dedicated your life to being a mother, it's hard, if somebody came in and murdered my whole family, it'd be different because they all gone. And then I know what I got to do. I know I got to move. No, physically, nobody's there with me. But it's like a replacement family is hard, y'all. And I feel like it really should be help for people, but they don't want the particular people that they do this to. That's what the problem is. They don't want you to have some type of assistance in settling something. This is not nothing where you could go to the police either. So obviously they don't want you to heal yourself or heal something from it or fix something from it. This type of experiment being done on somebody, it's like a experiment gone wrong. Even when we were talking about earlier, when I said I did that business, I don't know what happened. I uprooted that business with the daycare. And then I did the store. So I'm thinking what I was hearing is the chariot in reverse that was jealous. So it might not have been because my friend, Candy and Jay and Joanna and all them, they came to my opening too for my store, my sipping shop with the cupcakes and champagne. But like I said, it may not be them, but these could be the forever young version of them that's in the outer limits that got the watchers of them. So we are us, and there's people in our likeness or your friends like this. I don't know if I'm still back there, or I don't know if I was ever back there. That could be the problem, right? So somebody could be stuck, going around. It's almost like I feel like the Will Smith in the whole thing, because I feel like this is what happened. Like with these supernatural experiences, this was who that was in a chariot that came in to do foul shit to me to stop my businesses. So it's not like I'm making some excuses. Like I'm somebody like, oh my God, I tried to do this business and it didn't work. And somebody's like, everything you start, you never finish. There's always these people doing shit so that it didn't get finished. So this is a specific situation. Everybody can't use this excuse. Everybody can't use this excuse that there's a group of people out there that don't want you to achieve something, because they're going to have to be they're going to face the facts, or they're going to have to face the reality of the abuse that they've been doing with some type of power or some kind of principalities and rulers that are in the likeness of our family, but they're not our kinmen, and they're trying to make choices for us and use us like for slaving or pimp or mentality. All right, and either you know or you don't know. The people that know, they get to play this game and do this with other people's lives. If you don't know and you wake up to it, they might pull you in there. But if you don't know and you wake up to it and you the master of it, or you the one that own it, they're not gonna pull you in. You get what I'm saying? So it's like it has to be destroyed then. Set aflame. Because this is something that started long ago. I was even thinking about, I was watching Drewski and Drake, and I was looking at, well, I call that Drake that hang around with Drewski. I call him Alvin. And in the sealed portion, or damn, I don't know if that's Joseph and Manasseh. I don't know. It was another book that I had. Matter of fact, I haven't seen that book in a long time, and I used to like that book. There's something of Manasseh and Joe. I don't know. It was some kind of book, but what was I gonna say? It's like withholding somebody from something from long enough, they'll just get caught up in the group with the rest of the rugrats. It's like withholding somebody's finances. They'll get, and once they get caught up in the group with all the other women that's going to be turned to whores and stuff like this, then they're never going to be able to get out of the situation. I feel like this is what somebody was doing here. And so whatever their intentions is, as long as I'm waking up and speaking the truth, it's like, no, this is the transitioning point when these people start getting turned into that direction. Or they talk about it's amount of views, but you know that you was messing with people's views and algorithm on YouTube. Well, it should be that the people that have the views should be the ones that's cursed, or the ones that's something, because you tried to turn something into a competition, and then you messed around with the numbers the whole time. It's like almost like stealing a presidency, or stealing the votes or the ballots for a president. I said a pregnancy. Well, it could be looked at as like that too. You see what I'm saying? Or like even when I was making my candle, and I was about to start my candle company, because I was making candles by hand, but I learned how to make candles by hand, when I had my store, and then I was making candles by hand and I was bringing them into the store. So a lazy motherfucker, nah. But I was just thinking, what if this family watched me do these things, take me out of my life? They kept the concept of it, see? Because I was just watching Rhaenyra saying, oh, take my boys and raise them or whatever like this, the kind of way, if they stay around here, they're not going to get raised. Just take my boys and hide with them. And she was telling one of those little girls or whatever, one of the little blonde-haired girls, like, take my children and raise them or whatever. I never gave my children up. But what I was thinking about before I fell asleep, and I feel like somebody didn't want me thinking about this, and this is what they're doing now. They could have put like a chip in me to make me go to sleep whatever they want me to. This could be like some Sandman type shit, or these Sandman people that keep going on, and then they kill their children, but maybe they can't kill me. But they're trying to put me on something what they would do to their children in order to soften them up or shorten mess them up. Okay, so I remember when I was making my candles or whatever, and it was fine and dandy. And then I started getting the label. I made them pretty. And then I'm like, these was a fine ass candles. I was getting nice flavors and everything like that. Like nice, what do you call it? Scents and things like this. Because you have to like choose your scents or whatever to make candles or whatever. So it makes some nice scents. I even started making a little bit exotic scents, like, papaya and, you know, something musk or something like this. And then all of a sudden when I noticed that when I was making them and I was kind of just getting used to it or whatever, nothing was happening, nothing was wrong. And then all of a sudden, then my person's like, oh, you can't make those in the house no more. I don't know. Is that candle stuff you got? Oh, it's making my nose messed up or whatever. I can't handle those scents or whatever. Remember I told you I can't take fragrances or whatever. You got to stop making these. And I'm thinking I'd be damned if somebody didn't come take that nigga up out of here. The person that was okay with me making the candles. Or the version of this man that was okay with scents. Right? I'm be damned if they didn't take him up out there or kill this nigga so that they could send the grumpy one. Because I'm telling you, it's a version of this man that's grumpy about everything. They just quiet. They sit there. Whatever this is. I kind of noticed this. But, I like a quiet man to just stay out of my way and let me do what I'm going to do. But, hold on one second. But, okay, hold on. But like I said, I don't want to be with nobody that's pondering all day trying to ruin me, if I could read the person's mind, right? But that's what I was thinking, and then so I took my candle stuff over to my play sister Nina's house, and I set up there because she had like a downstairs thing with a bar built in her basement. And so I put the stuff down there, and then I started making my candles at her house. And then it was just too difficult to keep up with the store, the kids at the store, the candles and everything like this. So I was like, I got to drop, I got enough candles made or whatever. Now I got to just drop the candles or whatever. I gotta drop the candles. But that's what I'm saying. It's like something cock blocking. Like there's always been a third party situation attached to us. And this bitch be like in the chip telling him, oh, ruin this, or oh, she's getting too good at that, stop it. So this could have been somebody that was jealous or hateful that I was able to, do things, right? I've always done something. I've always, like, for 3-4 years, I was selling books on Amazon. I mean, I was buying these books, tons of books. I had thousands and thousands of books in my house. It was like little children's book. I only paid 10 cents at a garage sale. I was getting $40, $50, especially around Christmas time for some of these books because they were vintage, and it was like old, maybe like old books that people be like, oh, I remember I had that when I was little. I could never find it at the store. So I would, even older books, I was really good at finding books that was worth value. So for a while, I just was doing that. I was just selling books and shit like this on Amazon or whatever. And then I will always have problems with my printers that was just working just fine. I will always have problems with something. Or then he was really grumpy. Like I was bringing in a lot of money, dude. When I was couponing and clearance shopping and all that shit. And penny shopping and all this. I was bringing in hella money. Like one time I found these little shooting pistol guns or whatever. Like the old bang bang. Like put the little circle thing in there with the little scratch off things. And the pop guns. And I don't know why people was buying these guns, but I hit the lick that year because I found those guns or whatever, and I think I found them like there was a penny at the store or whatever. And then I was selling them guns. Some of them had like 3 of it in there in 3 packs. Some of them was the single guns. They was like a Western gun or whatever. And then, well, I know somebody's gonna try to turn this into me selling some kind of gun, but it was making me think about T.I. getting in trouble for selling guns. Or having guns in his car or something one time when it's taking me back because it could have been around that time. But this is like hater shit. I know that wasn't, because I feel like Signs and Symbols is hitting me years later. And I said, I know that shit ain't representing the fact that somebody tried to say that I was in trouble for coupon. I think around the time too, people were talking about people that was scamming like the food stamp program or something like this. And or they was buying stuff and returning it and getting the money, or it was a big old, it was like a lot of different scams and stuff. So, but I did my couponing right. You know what I'm saying? And so it was almost like somebody from the Watchers was reporting me for doing some type of scam, but I was, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's making me think about Tanya Ortiz. It's making me think about the girl Jenny that looked like Jaden. that I went and helped her learn how to like coupon or whatever. Um, it's trying to make me think about is that how they got some of these people and compromise some of them? Because somebody wanted me to feel something that they felt or something. But like I said, I wasn't doing anything wrong with my couponing. I didn't do anything illegal or something like this or trick anybody or change any labels or whatever this is. So somebody could have tried to take me, put charges on me for couponing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because that's what I was thinking about. Because it was around the time of that cap guns. It was some all those like scams and stuff going on at grocery stores. And like, dude, so I started going hunting down at every I found out that they had these actual guns at Kmart. And like, that little section that we were just talking about the other day with the little, novelty toys and stuff like that, right? The little rip screen thing with the red pencil. They used to be in that area. And then I started finding long ones and, different. I found a whole bunch that Kmart had these. And then this was around the time when they was closing down Kmart's too. But so I went around to like all over the city, all over the state and everything, trying to find these guns. I needed more of them so I could sell them. Because like one gun, even one cap gun with a side of these things, it was like 50, 40, 75. People was just buying shit from different prices or whatever. So I was wondering that, okay, the point why I'm making here is I was wondering, that's why I think about like hair salons and stuff like this. Because I used to make my own wigs. I used to have to make my own wigs and do like this and things like this. And I'm tired, shit. You know what I'm saying? My body wasn't built. My brain wasn't built to work so hard and be a multitasking mother and have all the responsibilities of the children except for their finances on my brain. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I was built for that. And I feel like it's a burnout spell that they do to these women. So by the time you realize you worth something, and you were supposed to be doing something totally whole different, you don't even have nothing left to give. Your body don't work the same. It's like a fucking athlete. Like these are it's a different type of athletics, but it's a fucking like an athlete, right? And everybody's waiting for you to get tired. Like how I told you, like if these people are trying to do some type of war or something, they'll get tired. It's almost like somebody trying to wait for you to get tired or me to get tired. If you don't get tired, you actually could possibly get a chance at a restart or a redo. But somebody is still trying to make that too hard. It's just crazy to me, whatever the fuck this is. But I was thinking that this person, because I told you I kept on having dreams that this person had got a whole bunch of females and then told them, like, look at this person, do this. Remember the dude Moses I told y'all that was looked at as a murderer or something because he kidnapped them girls and he dug an underground bunker. First he had one girl, and then he got two girls. Then he got two girls down there, and then he got one of his homies to come down there, and then he opened up like an industrial like sewing camp.
You know when they open?
I think it's at 10:30.
At 10:30?
Yeah. I know. I'm waiting. I came early.
Wow. Okay.
No problem. So I was wondering if that's what somebody was doing. Like if this is supernatural or something, and I was having boys. They always knew I wanted a boy. I wanted a son. I was wondering, was they taking my son and giving it to other women? So those are the things I feel like with my stomach, it's not even about that no more, like having a pot belly or a big belly or something like this. Or it just don't look right in my clothes. But the rest of my body look fine. It's more about the thought or the memory that somebody could do that to a woman for no reason. And even if you did have a reason, you didn't have to sneak behind that person's back while you were sitting. That's a bitch ass shit for a man to sit around you and do that. That's why I think that a lot of these people are men. I think that they're women on the outskirts, and they act like men. They act like stalemate men with no emotions, no feelings, no nothing on the inside. It's the perfect way to be, because that's the way that you could get, you could get your person, especially if somebody's outgoing like me, or like a social person like me. When my person didn't want to do nothing with me or go out dates and stuff like this with me, then I would just go out with my friends and stuff. I still made sure I had a life outside of the house. I had to, or I would have went crazy. I would have felt more of a slave. You understand? But I feel like that's how you get a Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, because a real lion gonna do what the fuck she want to do. So you can play this game if you want to, because I always feel like there was a part of me that knew something, but this is all the information that they're going to take in. She used to leave me there and go out there and have fun. She used to leave me there over there. I knew she probably had men or something, but it's like, why you didn't open up your mouth? Why you didn't say nothing to me? Why you didn't ask me these questions? Why you didn't, why you didn't do that with me? Why you buying to be a fucking snake? You know what I'm saying? Why you being a snake, noting down everything I do, with the whole marriage or something like this, so you could take everything or whatever at the end that belonged to me already before you even came here? Why you never told me about the shit that belonged to me that was mine before you even came here, that you knew about or that your people knew about? I know, it's like real snake shit. So that's why I was wondering, like, did they make me believe that I moved to Wisconsin, but they really kidnapped me and made me stay there, and I really had a daycare all this time? Because I was thinking about that daycare. Or are these simulations that they keep running on you, and that's why somebody could be drained too? It's because you don't know that I don't know that simulations are running off of me for stalemates that look like me, could be doing things that I was doing. So let's just say that right now there's a woman that looked like me that got a daycare. She done had this daycare for 20 years. Somebody's acting like, well, no. The truth is, you never stop well, I know that the person wouldn't be doing the daycare at the house that I was doing it at, because I've been in that house again. So the person is not there. But somebody could have like moved the person to the house instead of giving me what I wanted. Like, hey, let's get the egress window or something like this. Get a house, get the egress window. Oh, we can't afford that. Somebody could have took somebody to a house with an egress window, or kept somebody because I know at our other house they had an egress window there. At the Grandmore house they had an egress window there, but I thought that they sold that house. Okay, my dad and them, I thought that they sold that house or whatever. But instead of taking me to a egress, this one that was like, damn, this really could have been nice to have this daycare. A lot of money could have been coming in. Instead of getting me a house with an egress window or whatever like this, or getting one put in, somebody took the idea with somebody that may look like me or may not look like me, and they funded that person to do what I created. Again, the candles. Causing a problem for me. This is like obstruction of justice, because justice is freedom and free or something like this. And it's something about whatever this system is that I didn't agree to, that I'm not even these people. They're not even these people. You're doing something fucking foreign. Whatever system this is that and then we wonder why black people or certain people don't own shit, in the communities and stuff like this, or there's no good examples of whatever this is here. Okay. Because there was a terror squad of people around trying to prevent this, so that somebody can own you after your 40-year bid or your 40-year plantation lease or slave code lease. Like, it's just it's sounding crazy, but it's really, no, this is a system that you can't see. You got to really pick this shit up when your senses start kicking in. Maybe when your lion energy or something start kicking in, or your wolf energy start kicking in, to pick up what has been done. But I was just thinking, like, damn, I wonder if somebody was doing that, right? That's how you, like, take somebody's idea or their model, what they're focused on, what they're passionate about at that time, and then deliver it as a gift to another bitch that's just jealous of that person. Like, oh, she gets all the limelight, or she gets all the ideas. I want to be somebody that come up with ideas, because it sounded like what we was picking up on in that reading last night, that somebody was more like a creativity muncher. And then this would be somebody that'll be getting, like, ride around in new cars, being a so-called a social media socialite, where we don't know what companies these people actually really own, because, for the girls on reality TV, they at least had to, try to act like Evelyn had to get those swimsuits, or if they were swimsuits. The dark side of that could have been recording people naked. You see what I'm saying? Maybe not this person was doing it, but the back end of that could have been, some shit like that, right? Or we seen some of these girls try to, make a dress line or a wig line or something like this while they were doing something. But if we're talking about like YouTube fame and shit like this, people are presenting their shit on YouTube. But it's making me think like see, somebody don't want me to talk about this because I just lost my train of thought. But the darkness behind businesses or something like this that these people created, you can't really say what. Okay, even when we look at the entertainment industry, these people got to have something going on with themselves, but nobody don't think it's strange because when people say, oh, people, you got to be quiet about stuff so people can't ruin it. How the fuck is somebody jumping out of their business, out of their energy and their business and their life legally and infiltrating anything on who the fuck died and made you God in somebody's life? How is that's the more of the question there, because people are saying it like a science. Oh, girl, don't say nothing. That's why you got to keep that shit. You're saying it like I just had an idea last night. I slip up and say something about it I slip up and say something, but I don't tell y'all about the whole thing. I'm like, yeah, I had an idea last night. Already, I go on my Facebook. Oh, girl, that's why you got to keep ideas to yourself. Damn, bitch, I only said it in my head. I thought I did. I thought I did. So maybe these people aren't being attacked like me or siphoned like me. But I thought I did keep that idea. I didn't even put that shit online. They'll do something like that to me. And then when I go right on Facebook, then, or I'll see a whole bunch of people doing whatever it is that I was just thinking of doing within the next couple of weeks. So it's like somebody siphoning my intellectual property, starving me from the means to being able to bring that shit into fruition, but feeding it to 1,000 bitches that got $10,000 for some type of these painted calves or whatever. Now there's about 1,000 girls or 500 girls, and then they give them that opportunity to do it. But what I was hearing is that man was not really successful. Somebody looking stupid because there's only a couple of girls that were successful, and then they went back to like selling ass, or they went back to, you know, doing something nefarious or something wicked or something. But if you think about it, how many people do we know, okay, that's in the entertainment industry or something as a whole, that have huge mega companies that that they're wearing the shirt and the label and shit for every day, and they're promoting it, and they're okay with people knowing what it is? So what are these people investing in? It's like, what are they investing in? Because if we look around at the crops and the grade of food, the inflation, you know, our crops as children being taken, you know, so many people being abused and neglected in mass numbers. What is somebody investing in? That the back end of that is what we're seeing here. They're creating child murderers and people that are younger, like doing wicked things at a younger age, or people that are groomed to be little kids to do certain things that little kids shouldn't be doing. What is the, you know, this is the thing here. Are people still here in America getting our attention, waving around like, look at me? But whatever they're creating, they're creating it on other land masses while we're distracted. They're building in Africa because it's easier. You know, these people are eager to work. Let's go over here. Blase blue. Like, because if it was all about, yeah, we're going to take this so we can make a legacy, where is it? Usually, what is the thing that you produce from stealing from me for 46 years? Stealing anything. And maybe these people are, they're hiding these companies because they don't want me to say, I know, because now I know who some of them are and I'm pointing them out. Now they can't go public about whatever it is because they think that I'm going to go, they're going to call it jealousy, and they're going to think that I'm going to wait until they produce something of substance, and then I'm going to say, hey, you owe me money from when y'all did this to me. God told me. Or people just scared and they built on other, you know, but this could be their curse too. That it's something that's not working out, and now all their money is invested somewhere else far away. And now some of these people might be having to go move in those places. But like, who would think that they was living with such a person like this? And then even if this is a person in somebody's situation, somebody's like, oh, we've been divorced for this long. Who is proud to be with a nigga that snuck out of a divorce out of their wife, and their wife don't even know that they divorced? And who dancing around with this nigga and popping their booty out like a bitch that'll be doing that, though? A bitch that'll be taking pictures with her booty sticking out in the front so we can look at it. Like, You see what I'm saying? Somebody that like that's what they would do. Somebody that take backwards pictures with the booty sticking out first. It's still a distraction. I don't know. Like the naked body, we our ancestors used to walk around with a naked body, or just a clad like a little bit of tiny clothes on or something like this. You know, it's nothing new. Why are people so stuck in the past or something like that? I don't know. So I don't know. We got the Four of Wands, and that would just be so weird if now like these people are somewhere. Say there's a girl with a daycare, there's a girl with a candle shop, there's a girl with a bookstore, there's a girl with um a, a clothing store. Like this even make me think back about when the Kardashians opened up Dash or whatever. Like that's what I'm saying. um I want to say, I'm trying to figure out when did they come out. I think they might have came out when I was in I don't think that I was watching the Kardashians when I was living in Illinois. But like I said, they opened up that brand or that chain of whatever, and you know, yeah, I only have my one little brick and mortar or something like this. But it's almost like a model is running side by side, but somebody has to live the struggling poor. The person that has a good concrete idea, they live the poor, and then if the person is anchored to you, they're on TV and it is looking like that. You see, but sometimes I be thinking that these people are building this shit in other lands or in the underworld. They got their own fun house. And this is what I've never been to a Dash store, but I'm pretty sure somebody have. You know what I'm saying? But could represent something else too. Like there's a dark side to everything is what I'm starting to see a little bit. So we got the Four of Wands energy, and then we have this wreath here. So this could represent, you know, if some people held up somebody's wife like this to avenge these people, they could be held up like fresh meat. Because you see all these men running up here to get these people. Maybe these people in the future will be held up as some kind of fresh meat. This would be justice for whoever these people ruined or something like this. Okay. It could be. Somebody could also be trying to sell somebody's body parts or selling off somebody's body or their stock or something like this. Because I'm hearing like the outweighed energy of like, what was I going to say? If this whole thing was my dad's supposed to be my dad, but I'm really the queen, right? Or I'm really the heir to the throne. And then the sacrifice of me is for Charles to be rejuvenated and Trump to be rejuvenated and all these people to be rejuvenated. And they're talking about, oh, I had to let you go to love myself. But you never was holding on to me. Somebody's a liar. And it's almost like somebody's telling me that there's blood on my, there was blood on both sides. Elizabeth and what is his name? Charles? No. Yeah, King Charles, I think. That I share DNA on both sides with both of them, right? But whatever, it'd be like me and my dad, Queen Elizabeth, them on one side like that, and then you would have Charles and Sherry and Fauci and Adriana and these people that thought that they was gonna sign up and have an extra kid after my dad was way done having kids, and they was gonna birth this person, and then find out that this person was just only being birthed just to steal all my shit. So that's predicted in the future. That's like, and then Elizabeth will be gone, and then this person can now be whatever, and this person can live on and live on and live on. It's something weird here. But I feel like the universe, something, not the universe, but something else. Because I feel like somebody claiming the universe, but something else is a rude awakening here. It's also making me think about Florida too, because my so-called little half sister, Adriana, she was living in Florida, supposedly going to college at the time. So somebody was like foreknowing. So the fact that me and my sister was going to be in Florida, my sister was going to get some work done. I told y'all, this was like the last time. That's the last trip I took like by myself. Um, my sister was like, "Hey, I need to go to Miami. I'm getting something done or whatever. Do you want to come?" And I'm like, "Sure." Oh, I could use a couple of days in my. And then she's like, "Oh, but it's gonna be like this because soon as I get there, like we only got 1.5 days to hang out or whatever, and then I have to check into the treatment facility or whatever, and then I won't be able to see you because once I do that, then they're gonna keep me in there for like a week, da 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 da." And I'm like, "Cool, I just find something else to do while I'm down there. Shit, I like Miami, and so it's making me think like somebody wants me to say it out of my mouth like, "Oh, you was taken," or something like this. I don't believe that, but okay, let's just say just in case if they did. um Somebody was ruining my image or my reputation or something, or they're trying to make me stick to that so that they can use this Miami energy as like my replacement and say, "See, that's why she lived here," or something. um what was I also thinking? Oh, you have two of the girls there. You have two. Okay, so you have both of us there. One is, vulnerable. Okay, one is vulnerable. Um, because they're going to be getting work done or whatever, and the other one is alone. Okay. Um, that's why I'm thinking somebody could have used that method, that doll method, or that cyborg message by using some type of something to put in your food or your droppers or something, vitamins. Back then, I think I was taking vitamin D and all that shit. I think I took that with me, all my vitamins. I was taking my vitamin D and I was doing all the stuff and losing weight and stuff. So I wanted somebody put something in my droppers or something like this that could have made me extra like sleepy, because I was hearing that, oh, somebody knock on your door and you by yourself, you living by yourself, or you in a place by yourself. And I'm just thinking, like, is that what they do? Like, wake you up with hypnosis out of your sleep at a hotel and then have somebody knock on the door, you open the door for them or something like this, and then they just slip out with you like, oh, she's drunk or whatever, like holding on to you or something. Um, okay. Um, see, this made me think about like taken, like, and then is there like a Liam Nelson energy that's been following me around all my life? Okay. But it's kind of tricky because I was hearing with the Washington energy, but I was kind of looking at my face and I'm like, oh, I guess me and that one girl kind of do look like that vibes girl, whatever. Was somebody like trying to teach, like, say like, oh, this is somebody, a girl that just needs this type of protection, we'll pay you, but somebody hid the fact that it was somebody's family member or distant relative or their daughter, or I don't know, somebody was doing something weird. Washington, right? Somebody could have been supporting somebody with this name, but that's the enemy in the family, because I feel like that's what they was doing. Not even marrying people in, they was swapping out people in the family and having these people fall for them or manipulate them to like them or train them to, what does it say? I was made to love you, or I was made to love her. Okay, so these are people that make somebody love somebody, force them together, breaking whatever God put together between you and somebody else, having a telepathic communication. Because I was thinking that the difference between me is that these people have software advancements and stuff like this. I don't have that. I'm a natural server. Now they could say it's a dinosaur, you old or whatever, we've been upgraded 10 times, it don't matter. Yeah, I might have to be the only one on earth. That's why I would need a certain type of protection, finances and shit like this, because I cannot be upgraded. I have to stay the same. Do you understand? And this is so abusive, because that level of abuse on somebody like this, it leads people to think that they can abuse people over and over, or abuse everybody, or you know what I'm saying? It's something like that, y'all. Okay. Yeah, Seven of Wands. It could have somebody like defensive here as well. Seven of Wands. And somebody might don't like somebody as well, because somebody might not look at you with the apple of the eye no more, because you're exposing something. All right. And now this person is having to defend themselves. Everywhere they go, they're getting attacked. All right. But somebody could be trying to force me into birthing or birthing someone into a King of Cups, or into Jesus, so that, or they're using somebody else as if this image, so that, I don't know, they could produce something. Y'all, I don't want y'all to look at me because my eye is swollen. You can't see it if I only show you one eye, but if you look at both of my eyes, you will see it swollen. All right, so they could be trying to, because somebody keeps saying, oh, wait until Jesus say, when Jesus say. But I feel like God is about to put a stop to that right now. This is my But God card, Two of Swords. Something about to get blocked if this person think they about to sit on this throne. This could even be Nino Brown sitting on that fucking throne over there. Because he's identical to my spouse. He's identical to my spouse, which my spouse is identical to JD Vance. When I had my last child, that's what he looked like. So I don't know if they let these people stay with you the first 3 years of these children's lives, so they can stay close to the mother, and then they wean them off of the mother, or they just snatch them from the mother and then replace them with a clone, or I don't know what the fuck they do, but could have been somebody could have sacrificed a child. This could be also how sacrifices are gone unseen, to sacrifice a child. Let's see, to sacrifice a child for some other position here. Now, also, I'm looking at gold and green on this thing, and I was thinking about, yeah, the gold and the green, and I was hearing golden child, but I was thinking about, like, you know, when you look at, oh my God, that looked like my dad's old red truck. The red and green. No, my colors was purple, green, and gold. I can't stop looking, y'all. Hold on. This is tripping me out. Of course, it's really beat up, but my goodness. That remind me of my dad's old red truck from the 90s. Jesus Christ. Anyways, but I was thinking about the golden ones, or the golden child. Maybe you wasn't popular in school, but you somebody. See, this is what people forget, I think. It's easy to put them under. That if these schools was filled with zombies or different species that needed to feed off of other people's energy to be great, that was the sacrifice right there. They sacrificed me or you from being great, so that a lot of other people in the class could get a heads up, or a leg up. This also, you know, you might not have been popular in school, but you could have been somebody that people will never forget, or they don't admit how much they did talk about you, or they did see you in school. They'll act like you was a wallflower, you wasn't that fun, or you wasn't that important. But that's what I'm saying about conduits of energy. They don't have to be loud and slapping it up with everybody else to be somewhat popular, because you could have lived free in these people's fucking head, because they knew you were supposed to be this, that, and that when you grow up, right? But some people didn't think you should be this, that, and that. You should just be what you was for us, an energy pack for us, like you was back in the day with us being here. You should not be able to be great too alongside us, or take your seat. You know, we'll find somebody else to do that, like we always have. You come up with something, we finish it. And I don't even know who the fuck these people is, okay? So we have the Hermit is showing out this But God energy. There could be a male here that's trying to claim this throne or something here. And I feel like it's, like I said, it's getting blocked. And Source is showing us that it's getting blocked. Hold on. Oh, I didn't even know we was doing this video this long. There could also be a King of Pentacles here. Somebody might be, you know, kind of eccentric a little bit like this or whatever. Okay. A King of Pentacles. It's like somebody wants to, okay, I'm here and spin it on you. Okay. But this person is under the feet of this King of Cups. They thought this could be somebody that also fell for the Dracula thing of this King of Cups, or this wannabe King of Cups that's now fighting for their life. Because somebody is seeing what this son was doing to God. Say it was my son. Say the son just mean that it's my husband. Say the son mean it's my brother. Say the son mean that this is somebody that I sired or I created. Somebody that I locked in on or I shared a bond with or something like this. Okay. I feel like this person got people fighting for them and going doing stuff for people or something like this, or even fighting this world card energy here. But this Two of Swords don't have nobody. She can't even see. She got her hands tied. And I just think that, I don't know, whoever this is that's offering somebody this King of Pentacles, somebody want to give. But they're under the feet of this fake King of Cups or this King of Cups. Or I don't know if this is the male version of this person, because that's what I'm getting as well here. The Two of Swords is the God. And then you got the Son. You got the Son of God right next to the person. Also, I was hearing that some of these people, some of these, especially these Islam or other men that give in the cravings of same-sex situations, the relations between them and their wives that they have to put on the front with, and the boys that they've been grooming since a little kid to be their little boyfriends for pay for play or whatever. These men will kill their wife for the little boy that they sponsor as their boyfriend. Another woman, if you get somebody that's into women like that, they could have a side chick or the stud with them, or another girl that chooses to, if you don't show them attention, it's the weirdest thing. They will abuse you because you, with this man, he acting like you his belonging, but this stud is really into the wife. And then, like, the stud, if the person break away from the wife and she start looking elsewhere or doing something else, the stud or even the girl or the woman that's next to him in that position of so-called power, they sometimes use that position to abuse the woman, because they're like, why are you still keeping this bitch around or whatever? This could be somebody that wants somebody to let go of, even a dude, let go of somebody so that they can get a chance to tag into them or tag them or brand them underneath their thing. But it's like, man, somebody would rather be doing something else. They don't want to be like somebody's underneath that king. But I'm hearing somebody saying, I don't mind. This is like the pet or the boyfriend of this King of Cups, you know, is yearning for his person that he abandoned or left behind or could even still be attached to. And this person now is interested in the wife or the abandoned person. I don't know, girl. This is a love octagon or some shit like this. Okay, Octomom. This is some kind of love octagon or something, right? Okay, not even a love triangle, but it's almost even giving me the formula around the time that, see, this could be planning somebody's death, because this is giving me the formula around Versace, because his sister had dated the lover that he had at the time. I think his sister had dated this lover, and she was kind of like, when they got together, but it just blended back together with the family. It was just like, whatever. Okay, so this is what's making me also make me think about somebody hiding a child. Like, somebody could have been hiding a child from someone, and there's only one small heir in the family, and so somebody give everything to the niece, but they didn't know that the sister was hiding a child that belonged to them. Now let me tell you one thing. I know what somebody's doing around me right now, and I know you're trying to manipulate the situation, but we like to play with it because it usually it exposes a lot more. Because think about this, when a lot of people, when they get sacrificed or they perish or these people die in the limelight, it's something, especially if they work together. Like Versace and the sister, they work together. So we don't know if these are people that were claiming, or these were industry relationships where people ain't really who they say they is to each other in the industry. We don't know how deep the bond is. We don't know if these are vampiric energies that just bond together like that real well. We don't know. So that's what I'm wondering. Did a family do that? Because I was thinking something. I was watching a clip in my brain from the Versace movie, and I was like, oh, so who decided what? Well, do we know if this because they put it in the movie like, oh, he came to her and was like, oh, I think he came to the sister and was like, oh, I'm gonna leave the thing to her, and she's like, what the fuck? And then she went through a downward spiral or something like this. But I just feel like something is, you know what I'm saying? And somebody could have even got pissed off or something like this and then do something to their child. Somebody was wrath with the woman or wrath with the man, and when it did something to their child. Same thing. Somebody could have been wrath with you or me, and when it did something to somebody that you bound to by DNA. So somebody could be crossed over already, recognizing how ratchet this person could have even been ratchet with you at one point in time, but they realizing how ratchet somebody else was. Because I'm wondering, when they put these movies out, it formulates in your brain as to that's exactly how the shit played out. But is it really? Did somebody find out about a child and start asking questions, and then this person had to die? We got the Ace of Pentacles next. So somebody that left you behind for dead and just feel like they sit in a powerful position, their lover might be attracted to you. Like, oh my God, or whatever. I just want to kick it with her or whatever. Bitch, you didn't tell me your wife was this cool, or the person that you sacrificed for this lifestyle was that cool. I don't even click with nobody. This bitch is different. You know what I'm saying? Because eccentric men can be like that, okay? I just want to take the bitch shopping and shit like this, and just like, what the fuck? Like, this could just be somebody that just want to be cool with you. And it's like, that'll be like somebody coming into you now offering you a second seat, or maybe not first lady, or a second seat in a relationship that you can't, it's a forever relationship, first of all, so you can't reorganize it how you want to. You just trying to say that somebody is not a first lady situation or something because you don't want them to have the same amount of power, or you don't want me to get in my position, which is above your position, and get rid of your ass out of that position. Because it's almost like your ass need to go. And I'll take the nigga that you was in love with, just like you tried to break my heart. Because these is niggas that put everything into these people, these boys that they formulate from a small child, and Stockholm syndrome, get them to fall in love with their masters, or the people that castrated them or took them away from their family, or kidnapped them from their family. The lengths that I'm hearing, because it has to be a power thing. So these men ain't built of power or some type of instruction that God put in them. It's something that you got from breaking in a little boy. That's why I'm thinking about Buckingham, bucking certain groups. So somebody could have even been stupid enough to be trying to fall in love with an African girl, and if they was doing this shit that I'm thinking about at Buckingham, or underneath the belly of Buckingham Palace, you didn't think that you thought you was gonna smite America and let ham in, and they came to fuck your ass up. Which makes me think that even these people in the royal family have already been replaced with spawn that you created in some petri dishes over there in Africa. And so Africa is actually ruling the royal throne in the UK, not America, England, which would be me. You just regenerated these people and put them there, and that's a no. I want them out. We got the Nine of Pentacles. They could be working with the Germans to do this too. Because I'm not dead. So what we were seeing was like a robot or an apparition of Queen Elizabeth on the screen all this time. What they really was using was the version of me that they could have kidnapped 20 something years ago from the Rosemont Crown Plaza Hotel 20 something years ago when I went to go stay there, because people found out something, or somebody took me right up out of my crib when I was little, out of the house as a teenager, and they were using me as an anchoring something, and somebody got tired of this. This is totally overboard energy. And somebody's like, why you can't just take the struggle or something, bitch? I've been struggling all my life, motherfucker. You in my spot. And I don't want to do it the way that y'all was doing it, keeping me brainwashed and trying to hook something up into this when I didn't even know that that's what you was doing with my energy. Using it as fuel to keep something running. No, I want you out. Because people will forget today, oh my God, it would be a big scam. Oh my God, Queen Elizabeth is not really dead. But you let me loose on the internet and put these people on here when I'm in a feisty mode and try to think that they was going to think that I was a horrible woman by what I'm saying. But just a woman, in a queen in a woman's body, or in a female or a masculine body, sitting here telling you something that a ruler would be saying behind closed doors. So that's what I'm saying. This is like this overboard movie. I find myself with these children that don't look like my children or something like this. The person just want me to get back in. Now they like, oh, when you gonna start cooking, Mom? It don't feel like home. I'm a real mother. Nothing feels the same. It feels like we live in a box or something. It don't feel like a home. I'm not homemaking. I don't feel home. I will never probably feel home at this home again. Or in this situation around you people. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck I'm about to do. It's just, if I just be honest. So they'll call that crazy, but it's just the fucking truth. So we got the three. I want you to know that this is a form of abuse, high level. We're going to have to make a new name. I want to step outside this shit, create a whole name, whole rules, or something like this shit will never happen again. Okay? So we got the three fates is in reverse, or something like this. Something is in reverse. This could be some game that somebody shows somebody how to play. Whew. Somebody could be showing a sacrifice, like, look here, I'm getting rid of the ring, and I'm getting rid of or the watchers, or and I'm gonna get rid of these people, the hectate energy or the fairy energy. Come on, and let's rebuild something. Even this person I thought was the apple of my eye. This is not the apple of my eye. I remember her. Okay. Yeah, there's no going back and forth. I want justice too. Now I see what happened or something like this. But this could have took somebody to be fucking around with some little girl, with some little youngin or whatever for the past 3 years and think like, oh, hold on, whatever like this. And you got to play me the whole time. You got to play me. I could have been out there doing whatever I wanted to do or something. But I disciplined myself, and I had to go within and find out what was going on. And, I don't know. 6 of Wands. So they don't want somebody to get the victory. They don't want the hermit. Wait, the hermit is not getting a victory, trying to show what was going on underneath the dress of this Two of Swords. The hermit was trying to expose what's going on underneath the dress of the Statue of Liberty, or somebody's body count. But they not victorious. Is looking at is gross. That somebody went in classified documents. This could also be how somebody is trying to get rid of somebody. All right, but this could be bringing justice to someone. So why would you put somebody in jail that's bringing justice to someone? So this could be somebody that risked everything to go over here and tell and show how they did this or whatever, and say, okay, I did this, whatever, and they come clean and they trying to fix something. And somebody's like, oh, no, we can't have him fix that. Get this nigga locked up for that shit. It's like somebody turned on somebody or something here. Somebody turned on somebody and they shouldn't have done that. Now, if I was tapped in, I would be able to say, no, he risked his life for me. This is like Colombia, like, no, it's an image of Colombia with a soldier on the ground, and she's like, no, he risked his life for me. You understand? So they could be doing something with death here, and 6 of Wands, and this is about like somebody knows the communication is choppy, and they probably was sitting there shitting on themselves, crying or something like this, everything like this, because they didn't think I was gonna pick up the signal or something like this. So something could be too late, but we got the Most High here. All right. 9 of Pentacles. And somebody could have also tried to put this give this Ace of Pentacles to this Nine of Pentacles, because this unpacked energy, you in some deeper shit with the government. You been in the White House. You been around whatever the stuff is. These could also be some leftover children from, you know, Martin Luther King's line or something. They also like at karma bites and shit like this. They don't want to be related to the family. They agreed to not be related to the family or something like this. But this could also be somebody was upset at one point in time, realizing when they crossed over, everybody knew about this hidden child that was supposed to be something part of the future. But it's like once they brought this person back as a demon, they wanted my future. They feel like I fought in civil rights. I'm the one. I'm going to sacrifice this child that we're hiding. And then I'm going to take, and I'm going to be the one that controls the mechanism. Because right now they don't care about whose face is showing up on the screen here. It's who's controlling the mechanism behind the scenes or the shadows. All right. Hold on one second, y'all.